I mentioned in a recent YouTube video that I do a monthly review. So every month I sit down for 30 minutes and I ask myself the same set of questions. This helps me to stay organized. It helps me to stay focused on my goals. It helps me to keep my priorities front of mind. And so many of you messaged and commented to say that you want to see my monthly review video. So I started writing the script for it and I was like, this stuff is juicy. This stuff is so good, I think I should make it into a paid masterclass. But I've decided to keep it totally free for you, make it into a YouTube video, and I've even made a free PDF download so you can follow along and you can use it month after month to do your own monthly review. So I hope you enjoy this. Get yourself a pen and paper because you're probably going to want to take notes. Make sure you save this video for later so you can come back to it month on month and do this monthly review along with me. If we haven't met before, I'm Dr. Sarah. I'm a medical doctor and an online coach, and I help healthcare professionals get out of burnout and stay out of it. So if that's you right now, I will leave the link in the description box below for my membership, the Thriving Medics Club, for healthcare professionals who want a big life. I want to say a big thank you to FlexiSpot for kindly gifting me this adjustable desk. I don't know about you, but I have been seeing these all over the internet, and now that I'm working from home a lot more doing my online coaching, I've been finding that my back gets sore sitting in the same position at a desk all day. I love to move around and change positions when I'm working, and this desk is fully adjustable, meaning that you can change it from a standard sitting desk to a standing desk at just the touch of a button. I also chose this 4-port power strip which can be attached to the desk so that I can charge all of my devices while I work. I chose the 160 by 80 centimeter desk in bamboo, and I love how it looks. It really goes with the aesthetic of our house. If you want to up-level your home work environment, then look no further than this adjustable desk from FlexiSpot. So what's the point in doing a monthly review? A monthly review allows you to stay focused on your goals. Right, so how many of you started the year with the best of intentions? You started the year with goals, with New Year's resolutions. Maybe you even made a vision board. But how many of those goals and New Year's resolutions and vision boards are just sitting dusty in a cupboard, or in a cupboard in your mind somewhere? You haven't looked at them since January. They're just staying as a pipe dream. Well, spending 30 minutes a month doing a monthly review helps you to keep these goals front of mind, to actually ask yourself the question, am I working towards my goals? Am I doing the habits that I need to do that align with my goals? Am I giving myself routines that allow me to reach my goals? Am I keeping my priorities front of mind? So just 30 minutes a month can absolutely change the game for you. 30 minutes is nothing. 30 minutes, we could sit and scroll on our phones. We could sit and watch YouTube videos for 30 minutes without thinking about it. It's about being intentional with your time. So spend these 30 minutes at the start of every month and it will change your life. It will help you achieve your goals, I promise you. I wish I'd started doing this sooner in life because I've noticed a big shift in what I can achieve and what I can get done and how focused I am based on this one habit. So I hope you enjoy this. So when I'm doing my monthly review, I'm looking at 3 things: the past month, my present moment, and the month ahead. So first part of this is the past month, and there are 4 things that I ask myself in that part of it. So first of all is, what were my wins of the month? So things that I'm proud of, things that went well, things that went smoothly, things that I want to repeat, things that I want to do more of. This just allows me to notice what's going well in life. What habits do I want to keep up? What things do I want to improve upon and keep doing? The next question is, what were the best moments of my month? And I write in a joy journal. So this is a book that I encourage all of my coaching clients to write in. And it is the one thing that people say to me has the biggest impact on how they're feeling about their lives. So a joy journal is where you write down the best thing that happened to you that day, or something lovely, something that made you smile, something you're grateful for, something that made you laugh out loud. Just these little moments that bring us some joy that you could easily forget. You know, something lovely happening, you see a beautiful bird outside or something. Those are the moments that you could forget about in a month. But writing them down in a joy journal makes you more aware of them. And I spend a bit of time when I'm doing my monthly review looking back through those entries and just noticing them and absorbing them a bit more. And if I haven't written many entries into my joy journal over that month, I might sit down and actually write a few more in at that moment. So these are things that make you laugh, moments of gratitude, things that brought you joy, lovely times with friends and family, beautiful moments, belly laughs. The third part of the past month is challenges of the month. So what did you find difficult in the last month? What problems did you have? What things feel like they're unresolved? What things feel like they might be getting worse? So just journaling about that and reviewing why that might be. The final part of this past month is reviewing my journal entries. If you've watched my channel for a while, you'll know that I am big into journaling. It's changed my life in the best possible way. I write down in my journal things that I've learned, things that are new to me, ideas, problems, solutions to those problems, challenges I've been dealing with, things I've been learning about myself, my mindset, my viewpoint. And spending a bit of time reviewing my journal entries allows me to notice patterns. It's only sometimes in hindsight that I can piece together the puzzle of what my thoughts have been or what the solution to a particular problem is. As I review my journal entries, I can start to notice common threads, and it helps me to solve problems. You know, it's one thing to write in a journal, but it's another to actually go back and look through those journal entries and notice the patterns in your own thoughts, in your own behaviours. This is a really key part of doing your monthly review. So the next part of the monthly review is the present moment. So I like to ask myself about self-care. Again, if you've been part of this channel for a while, you'll have heard me talking about taking exquisite care of yourself. And I like to say that the most important things to do with self-care are your physiological well-being. So literally your sleep, your diet, and your exercise. They are so fundamental to how you're feeling. So I give myself a score for sleep, for diet, and for exercise out of 10, with 10 being like everything's great and I feel amazing, like I'm sleeping really well, I'm eating really well, and I'm working out as much as I want to. Those would be 10s, and a 0 would be the opposite of that. So the reason I give myself a score is not to judge myself. I'm not doing this to shame myself or to make myself feel bad about it. I'm doing it to give myself a review so that when I'm looking back through these monthly reviews, I can see if there are any patterns, if I can see if, okay, that month I had loads going wrong in this area of my life and I only had a 3 for sleep. Why is that? I can review it like a scientist reviewing data. Then I ask myself, I look at my scores, and I always remind myself that I'm aiming for 8 out of 10 in these things. We are not aiming for perfection. We're aiming for progress, not perfection. So if I've got a score of less than 8 for any of these things, for diet, exercise, nutrition, I ask myself, how can I increase this by 1 point next week? So we're staying solution focused. We're reviewing it like a scientist, and we're looking at the data and we're asking, how can this be improved? So for example, if my sleep score was like a 4 out of 10 and I wanted to improve it by 1 point for next week, I could say, perhaps I was being woken up by the light in the mornings at 4 a.m. and maybe I need to start wearing an eye mask. Or maybe I gave myself a 4 out of 10 because I've been procrastinating going to bed. I've been scrolling on my phone. So maybe if I got myself ready for bed an hour earlier and I put my phone away and had some screen-free time, maybe that would improve my score for the next week. So I go through and do that for all of these things. The next part of my present moment is a brain dump. Now this is what takes me the longest in my monthly review. But this is where the good stuff happens. This is where you get yourself out of overwhelm and you're getting yourself feeling organized for the month ahead. You've probably heard me talk about brain dumps in previous videos. So what I do is I write down everything that's in my head. So we want to use our brains to think about problems, to think about solutions to problems, to come up with ideas. We don't want to be using our brains to be storing our to-do list. We need to get that out. Whatever medium works best for you, whether you want to do this on paper, whether you want to do this in a Google Doc or Notion, Asana, however you want to do this, it doesn't matter, just get it out. So what we're going to write in our brain dump is all of our to-dos, anything that you can think of in your life that is incomplete, things that are bothering you, that you keep thinking, oh, I must remember that, I must do that. Things you need to buy, things you need to sell, like if you've got some old clothes and you've been meaning to sell them on eBay or Vinted, things that you need to, like appointments you need to make, people you need to contact, people you need to get back to, emails you need to send. Get it all out of your head and onto paper. Now, when you first do this, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you might find, like me, that you could go on and on and on. You might have 150 things on your list. Just keep going, okay? And it might make you feel a bit overwhelmed to write all this stuff down and kind of own up to how much you're holding in your head. But I promise you, the more you do this month on month, you will feel better. And if you use this system to organize that brain dump, you will definitely feel better and you'll definitely be more organized. So get it all out. Now, once you've written down as many things as you can think of, you're going to give yourself a few minutes just to sit in quiet and ask yourself if there's anything else. Is there anything else that you haven't mentioned on this list? Anything, broken things around the house that you need to fix or replace? Think about all of the incomplete things that you haven't done. Think about all of the roles that you play in your life. So for me, thinking about my doctor role, my role as a wife, my role as a daughter, my role as a sister, my role as a neighbor, my role as a friend. Think about all of those different areas of your life and write down anything that isn't finished, anything that you need to do, anything that's on your mind. We want to close all of those open loops. Then, once we've written it all down, this is where the magic happens. This is where we start to feel more organized. So we're going to take this brain dump through a 4-step process, okay? Now I realize as I'm saying all of this, it probably sounds like this is going to take forever, but I promise you, this only takes me 30 minutes a month, sometimes less. Maybe sometimes a little bit more if I've got loads on my list, but generally less. The 4 steps that we're going to take our brain dump through are delete, automate, delegate, and make it fun and get it done, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is go through the list on our brain dump and see if there's anything that actually doesn't really need to be done. Is there anything that's like busy work or things that could actually be just crossed off that doesn't really need to happen? If you're feeling overwhelmed, sometimes there's things that you think you need to do, but you actually don't. So go through and cross off anything that can be deleted. The next is automate. So is there anything in your life on that list that you could automate? Say, for example, have you got any toiletries or household items that you could set up an auto purchase for on Amazon? Or any email autoresponders or anything like that that you could set up, things that could be automated, bills that could be automated. If there is something on your list that could be done by an app, get it done by an app, okay? So do those things. If you can do them right now and it will take you 2 minutes or less, get them done now and then cross them off your list. The next is delegate. So is there anything on your list that could be done by somebody else, especially if you're overwhelmed, if you're feeling stressed? This is really helpful. Ask for help. Ask for help from your partner, from your friends, from your family, from your neighbors. Ask for help. If you've got the budget, hire somebody to come and help you. If you're completely stressed out of your mind, pay for a cleaning company to come and clean your house that week. Pay for somebody to clean your car. Pay for a gardener to mow the lawn or a local teenager to wash your car. See if there's ways that other people can help you. And then the 4th part of this is make it fun and get it done, okay? So you've crossed off what you can cross off from your list. The rest of it needs to be done, and it needs to be done by you. And I always say that if you're going to get these, if you're going to be doing things, you may as well make it fun. We want to make our life as easy and as joyful as possible. So we're going to go through the things that are left on our list, and we're going to either schedule it or we're going to put it into a not right now list. So if there are things that need to happen within the next month on your list, schedule it. And if there are things that don't need to happen within the next month, we're going to put them on a new list, put it on your phone or something like that, called not right now, okay? So these are things that we're kind of parking out of our brain. We know they need to happen. Next time when we do our monthly review, next month, we'll come back to those things and see if they need to be done that month. And that's totally fine. Put those things in your not right now list. The rest of the stuff needs to be scheduled within the next month. And again, we've got 2 ways of doing this. The first is batching and the second is making into routines. So if you've got little tasks, like loads of little admin tasks that need to be done, batch them, okay? So batching is where you clump a load of things together that are similar tasks. For example, some of the things that I like to batch are my WhatsApp messages, my emails. Those are things that are similar tasks, So when I've got a load of people I need to contact, I set myself a half an hour or an hour to sit down and reply to all these messages or to send the messages I need to send. Batching done. So it might be worth you actually creating some batching moments throughout your week. Say, for example, on Wednesdays, I'm going to set myself an admin power hour. I'm going to do all my booking appointments and replying to those emails and sort out all my paperwork, those kind of things. Batch things together. The second part of this is routines. So if you've got similar things that need to happen week on week or day on day, see how you can build those habits into routines. Can you stack habits together to build a routine so that things are happening on autopilot and you're not feeling stressed and overwhelmed? So that's all your present stuff and moving into the future because you've scheduled things. So now we're going to go on to future. So there are a few questions I ask myself here. So the first is, what do I have coming up in the month ahead? So I literally just have a look at my calendar and I see what's coming up in the month ahead. What's on my schedule? What does my work schedule look like? What appointments have I got coming up? What events have I got coming up? Friends, birthdays, those kinds of things, just to make sure that I'm organized and on track with those things. Are there any hotels I need to book? Do I need to buy a gift? Do I need to send a card? Those kinds of things. Get myself ahead, get myself organized and ready. And then there are a few questions I ask myself. So first of all is, what do I need to do to prioritize my health this month? Okay, so I'm not talking big sweeping changes month by month. I'm talking tiny tweaks and baby steps, things that are so simple and so easy. So for example, getting outside for 10 minutes a day, or trying to go to bed 30 minutes earlier, eating one extra piece of fruit, moving my body for an extra 5 minutes a day. Really tiny, tiny things. The next is, what do I need to do to make myself feel less stressed this month? We're about making our lives easy and simple. So for example, some things might be journaling every day, meditating, getting out, I spoke about getting out into nature, doing breath work before bed. Again, make it something really small and really easy. I'm not recommending that you try and do all of these things each month. It's about building one habit a month, 2 habits a month, just tiny little tweaks. The next is, what joyful activities am I going to do this month? So I like to schedule in fun stuff, because that's the kind of thing that makes life feel worth living. So date days, I like to take myself on a date day at least once a month, go and take myself off to do something lovely, go shopping, go to an art gallery, go and have a massage, something nice for me once a month. Doesn't have to cost money, you can do something totally free, go for a beautiful walk somewhere or something. But something for you, guilt-free relaxation. What other fun things can you plan in for your month? Can you go and book to go and play tennis or go for a cycle ride somewhere? What guilt-free relaxation are you going to book in? What quality time are you going to book in with your loved ones? So even when you're really busy, can you make 30 minutes a week to be really present with someone in your life? What hobbies are you going to book in? What self-care are you going to book in? So schedule it into your month. And what do you need to handle to give yourself that guilt-free relaxation? So for example, a couple of months ago, I took an entire Friday off and just had like a full day of guilt-free relaxation. And so that week I needed to handle everything else earlier in the week, Monday through Thursday, to get all of that stuff done so that my Friday could just be totally free and relaxing. So think about these things so that you can give yourself that time. The next question is, what can you do to treat yourself this month? So whether that be buying yourself a little gift or wearing outfits that make you feel amazing, showing yourself that you are worthy of a good life, showing yourself that you deserve positive, happy experiences. And then finally, what habits will I track this month to move me towards some of my goals? So this is the point where I'm looking at my goals, my big goals that I set myself at the start of the year that I've broken down into smaller goals. I'm looking at those and I am thinking about the habits and the routines that I need to build to move me towards my goals. And then you may want to add in, if you're using a habit tracker, again, I'll link a free one down in the description box below. You might want to think about some of the things that you want to track that you've written down answers to earlier in this video. So for example, joyful activities or things that you can do to make yourself feel less stressed, or things that you can do to prioritize your health. Those are exactly the kinds of things you want to track on a habit tracker. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this monthly review video. I hope this has been so helpful for you to think about the past month, your present moment, and the month ahead. This stuff is going to change your life if you actually do it. Give yourself the gift of that 30 minutes to actually sit down and answer these questions. And each month you do this, it will get quicker and easier to do. It will become autopilot to you. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure that you check out the links in the description box below, including the FlexiSpot table and the habit tracker and the PDF download that I've linked down below. And if you've enjoyed this and you've started thinking to yourself, I really need to focus on my own self-care, then you are going to enjoy this video right here, where I share my framework that I give to all of my coaching clients about how to take exquisite care of yourself. So I hope you enjoy that video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.